There's a disorienting feeling about this place, as if I could lose my footing at any moment. We must be careful. Thus thou witness what became of Thancred. So quickly was I overcome by Meteion's malevolence that I saw not of that altercation. Ugh. It's so dark, I can barely see anything. If Meteion should strike again with such overwhelming force, I honestly don't know how we are to oppose her. With the power of friendship. We are clearly no match for Meteion, yet we survived unscathed. But how? It is as Lovingway said, I can breathe well enough, but something about this place feels wrong. I can't guarantee it will be of help in these strange surrounds, but I've readied a provisions note in case of emergency. Of course, if you encounter any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. Don't hesitate to make the most of the provisions note. There's no telling what you might run into out there, or if anything we have to offer might help, but I personally rather brave the unknown for a full pack than an empty one. A strange new world. We are fortunate this place can support life, albeit barely, I suspect, given the torpid sail quality of the air. But never mind that, we must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good as a direction as any. Try not to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another. Okay. And the story doesn't even lead us north, it leads us east first. The way I did not go. Yeah, this is clearly a dragon. And one that has been turned to stone. And there's a living dragon here, and another living dragon. Basically on my quest point. These remains have long since turned to ash, and yet they retain their form. There's a structure here in front of me, yes? A tower of some sort, partially melted? Strange twist of fate. It seems our perception of this place is not so different as it would be elsewhere. The world, as I used to see it, it feels as though I'm dreaming while awake. This is more than the faded memory Meteion led us to believe. What was this, I wonder? I see no one else in this barren waste, do you? Then why do I feel like we are not alone? Like there's another presence with us, something dark and mournful. I mean, there's still a dragon right behind you. Ruins, but of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. Look here, this part is relatively intact. The intricate design of the top suggests it is man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceive of them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. The metallic pillar has been partially melted, like sometime in the distant past. Likely sometime in the distant past. The damage does not appear to have been inflicted deliberately. Rather, it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. Seems to be a little bit further away. Hey, Estinian. Have you seen any dragons around here? I thought this hill might afford a better view of our surroundings. A poor decision in hindsight. Besides the light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. I think what is here, I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floated debris. Oh. Yeah. Hmm. Were you able to find anything? As I feared, and still no trace of Thunkwood. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which, unfortunately, isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. There are times when I sense it drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. I think I might see something over there. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Oh? Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions than we are in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's starboard we've yet to explore. Let's try searching there then. We didn't see the dragons? A word before we join the others. Do they not see any? Well, Orange saw the statue. Curious. Let's go past this. You see them too, don't you? The dragons. Thank you. As I thought, Their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgard Summer and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these aberrations be related to the dragon that now live on Aetheris? Bah, better to leave such conjecture to others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons that can see as well. They can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? You should know. Oh no. Okay. My sight might have been restored after a fashion, but I fear what I see cannot be trusted. It's as if Meteon herself has etched those images upon my heart. Doubt not that such a feat is within her power, given that she constructed the sanctuary herself. What are you talking about? Surely my eyes deceive me. This cannot be possible. Dragons, it's true they are not of our world, but to find them in a prison of despair. It seems these dragons have yet to succumb completely to the darkness of this place, meaning the others should see them as well. And they do. Look there, are those ghosts, do you think? I'm curious about this part. When was her sight restored? When did that happen? When did I miss that part?
Dragons? Here?
What you see is a memory of a world that once was. A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
Yeah, we know that.
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness.
Still, they live on.
These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred. Where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh, yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words.
Oh.
Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send, I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind.
Hmm.
What you call The heart? Or perhaps the soul? In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade. Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business. Huh?
She's not that easily caught.
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you, emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteion holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
Survive.
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
I hope there's more to his sacrifice than this. My aim was true. I had her. How we are to defeat an enemy we can't attack. It's hard to believe Thancred was able to overcome Meteion's will, yet here we are. Would that the price for his victory had not been so high. I don't think we have seen the last of him. His will was strong enough to reshape Ultima Thule that we might survive, that I might see again. Oh. This sacrifice must not be wasted. Oh. I understand now why the Loperids were surprised to find that this environment could sustain life. There, but for Thancred's sacrifice. Oh no. He can't really be gone, can he? Meteion herself said his soul persists. That he's the reason we are still breathing. If so, then maybe. Maybe. Oh. Unburdened wings. Soul without body, a form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, for we existed in a similar state and residing in the first. The circumstances are rather more dire than that, this true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Regardless, in sacrifice he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it and ascertain the nature of this realm. We might confront and defeat Meteion. Estinian, Laverne, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Perhaps they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well, we can reconvene here when everyone has finished. Meteion said these dragons are shadow and shade, from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation. So please, be careful. Let us split up and gather what knowledge we may. A visitor, not of the star. Could thy slender hands bring Blake to our world, thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame? Oh, how we would adore thee, alas. With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march into oblivion. If we art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. Though, unlike the others, this place ill befits thee. Do not tarry over long. Who are you? The telling of my tale alters not its course. If thou knowest my brethren once ruled these skies, will our kingdom return? Should I boast that I was the first among our hunters, but the comrades I failed live again? Nay, once I lived, now I await the coming oblivion, nothing more. This is not our home. To our home did come the metal demons, who of life and joy scoured it clean. These are mere bones, and among them do we rest our wings forevermore. Leave us now to our morning, traveller. Thou wilt find no solace here. To dwell on the past yieldeth naught. Our desires meant little to our destiny, unless now it regrets find me nevertheless. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We are a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood that they share, nor conviction that they have to guide them. Crushing defeat, never had we known such shame. Still now are there the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. I beg thee leave me to dream, to forget that which we have lost. Ere the metal came, my kin were many and splendid, elegant worms like unto ripples in the water, worms possessed of limbs so powerful as to rend the land in twain. Worms I have long since forgotten, faces lost to the tides of time. Drink not of the spring, tainted are its waters, thy dainty form have not the capacity to withstand it. Thou wilt bid me speak? Huh. Folly. I observe the lessons of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar. Only watch and wait, and end. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to rise my voice in lamentation. Am Noel, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Oh no. That's an A rank. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar on Etheris. Because someone's kind must once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Vitra said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. The stench of these eggs is as fierce as any weapon. Would that they were winds to carry it away. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. The gelatinous, half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. Ugh. Murky liquid has poured inside this eggshell. A noxious future is indicative of contamination. Gingerly lifting a large egg from a vicious mirror, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaked in a puddle of embryonic fluid. The stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. This egg appears to have been broken from inside out. Perhaps the dragonite within succeeded in hatching. What's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. If the dragon net was indeed hatched, there's no sign of it here. Or its sire, for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, and I'll search the plains. Okay. Let's just try to not get hit by Arch Eater here. Because I'm pretty sure that thing would one-shot me. Or close enough at the very least. I have to just quickly find my way around. I'm just quickly uncovering this part. Bereaved dragon. There's a malformed dragonette. I guess that would be the sire then. The boisterous howling have been quieted by thy hands, I presume. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. Ah, I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps some eggs within Amnol are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Well, a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure. A testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. It was a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. But when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild. A futile effort. In pure soil, replete with ether that we once cultivate our nesting grounds, but our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerged as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying into other stars. There are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers. The arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. It's the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering. Still a stone. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed, but there's another star. Well, a test of will. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand, and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now's no time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Oh, we now have quests unlocked here. Interesting. Good to see you made it back in one piece. The more I see of this place, the more bewildering it becomes. Did your exploration prove eventful? Converse with any dragons? We would hear what the dragons had to share with you. Even if it's no different from what they told RNG, it would have value. With luck, they have learned something to help us devise a plan of action. I changed to gain audience with several dragons ere we returned, though I expect their tales are much the same as those you've heard. Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? Not really. I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Laverne, Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity, but it never reached its mark. As it crossing an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of the island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. Would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside the space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Loporrits to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it's too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Meteon told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is, we have no way forward. At present, if it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Meteons, but the dragons that hold us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons, or anyone here on this island, to advance. A sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Sorry. Perhaps persuasion is not the answer. Meteon meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in like matter, by overpowering the prevailing emotions. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Meteon herself, against whom Thancred did pit herself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most. Potent enough, mayhap, to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain, showing his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me naught against this calcifying heart. Mayhap one of you will fare better. I shall guide thee. All End, they call him. The Dragon Tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. How far away? Oh, you're a fair bit away. You are a fair bit away. Okay.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this. So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
Our pride is crushed and our souls corrupted. The winds are stilled and the heavens offer no comfort. There is nothing left for our kind. Our long lives a curse as we await the end. Still as stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
Our kin on another star? And yet, upon thee do I smell the blood of my brethren. Were they drawn into discord and war on their new home?
They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
It mattered not whither we fly. Ever will a sanguine ocean await us, ever will retribution its wheel turn. And so, on the last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this wheel. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Estinian!
Stay back!
We tire of war. We tire of turmoil. Dignity tarnished, crimson stained. Our misery, our shame, too much to bear. Release us from war, from life.
I see. Theirs is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.